Hello everyone. So today I am going to start using Jira software to manage my sites, changes, development, and other revamp plans. So basically, I have a lot of sites, by the way, but I will focus on few of them. So I have sites like Ravi.pro, which is one site that I manage using nothing but Emacs and org mode. I have another site which is ravisagar.in, which is a Drupal based site. And on this particular site, of course, I write regular blogs, I share my videos here, and I also have ravisagar.com, which is a simple HTML based site, which is something that I manage manually. On this particular site, there is nothing dynamic except this JavaScript, which is pulling the recent post from my ravisagar.in website and displaying it here. Now, on this particular site and also other sites, all of these sites are maintained and managed using version control, and I have them in somewhere either on GitLab or Bitbucket or GitHub. Yes, I use all three of them. So today I thought, why not I also use my own Jira instance to manage changes to this particular site. So the objective is that we'll use a Jira project, a Jira software project, where we will keep track of all those changes. And because it will be a Jira software project, we will also link it to the development tools. And I want to focus on GitLab because on this particular site, ravisagar.com and also ravi.pro, both of these sites are hosted on GitLab. And hosting on GitLab is not really the main thing here. The main thing here that I want to cover and show you is how we can deploy these sites. So basically the idea here is to create some kind of a CI/CD pipeline where the moment I commit my changes, let us say I want to change the color of this particular site. So I'll make a change in my local computer, but before I do that, I will create maybe a simple task or a story in Jira and or maybe a bug or a hotfix, and I'll probably track the activity in Jira, but because it requires development effort, I will do that in my, of course, code, and then I will link it to my Jira ticket, my Jira story, and then I will update the story so that my Jira issue is also updated. I might use workflow triggers, and I will also use this integration of Jira software and GitLab to also see how we can view the information about the commits in Jira or the Jira issues in GitLab commits. So we'll try to do this bi-directional integration. And the main thing is that using GitLab, you can also create a pipeline so that the moment there is a new commit, there is a new push, it will also deploy those changes on production. So this is my production site, by the way, because right now I don't really have a staging, but yeah, I do have a staging for my ravisagar.in, but not really for ravisagar.com and ravi.pro. So the very first thing that we'll do is in this video, we'll simply create a project. And I think it has been a while since I created a project of Jira software type for doing these development activities. I've done these things on, of course, a server version of Jira, where I have integrated Jira with Bitbucket and also Bamboo for deployments. But because people are now moving towards Jira Cloud, so I think it will be a good idea if we start using Jira Cloud as well. So what I'll do, I'll create a project, and because we want to focus on sites, so I'll create a project of type software, but the project name will be, of course, websites or sites. I think that makes sense. So let me use, so when you create a new project in Jira, so I'm also doing a demo of Jira software, especially if you are thinking of using Jira software for your software development projects or products, then I think this video can and it should help. So when you create any Jira software project, you have the option to either use Kanban or Scrum or simple bug tracking. When you're using simple bug tracking project, you will get all the features of Jira with workflows and schemes and fields. But of course, it will give you some issue types and workflows to work with. If you're using Scrum, then you will have the Scrum methodology where you will have your backlog. You can create sprints, and you will have your active sprint board to plan the work. You will have reports like velocity chart, burn down chart, and it depends if you are doing estimation using story points, or you can also use number of hours. And in Kanban, of course, Kanban is for visualization of your work, so you will still have your board to visualize the work that you're doing. So in my case, I want to use Scrum, so I'll just select the template, and in this particular template we have issue types like epic, story, bug, task, and subtask, and we have a simple workflow where we have 3 states: to do, in progress, and done. We can of course modify the workflow if you need to, but we'll have just a simple very simple workflow, and most of the configurations will be straightforward. Now this is interesting. When you create a new project in Jira of software type, you again have the option to use either Jira software, which is team managed project, or company managed project. Team managed projects are nothing but next gen projects. It is a rename, so there is nothing like next gen projects, but people who are familiar with next gen, this is basically what it is now. It is now known as team managed projects, and the whole idea, the objective here is that you will be able to make changes to your own project. Not each and everything, but yeah, a lot of the changes. And then the next type of project is company managed project, where your Jira administrator will maintain your project, and you have to reach out to your Jira administrator. So company managed projects are of course feature rich. You have a lot of features, but again, you have to rely on your admin for the changes. So because I'm the admin, I'll select company managed projects. So what I want to do is I want to name it as websites, or maybe sites. I think that will make sense, and I'll probably use this issue key, which is site, so that it is very clear. Now you have the option to also connect your Jira project to a repository if you need to. So we can do that here, and I think when you do that here, it will basically enable something. And I think you can always do it later on, by the way. You don't have to select in the beginning. So I'll probably move myself on the top corner. So let us click on the next button and connect your project. So it says here, do you want to connect it to Bitbucket Cloud or Confluence Cloud? I already have Confluence with me, so I'll probably create a space. So it will also create a space in Confluence where you can maintain your requirements. You can do some brainstorming, and whenever you're working on any activity or anything that you want to track where you require feedback from people, you can always create a Confluence page. Within Confluence, you have the option to use different templates. So there is a template for product requirement, there is a template for requirement gathering, there is a template for meeting minutes, and you can do task tracking in Confluence. Not really very complicated, but simple task tracking which can be done. Like whenever you're working on a document, you may want someone to review it or take a look at it, so you can tag people and create simple tasks for them. But when your requirements are in Confluence, you can also create your issues from Confluence to Jira. So this is also one capability. So right now it says here, do you want to connect to Bitbucket or Confluence? Confluence, it will create a space, but for my case, I want to use GitLab. So I'll probably select here GitLab, and I will probably do it later on, but I want to first create the project, then we'll connect it to GitLab, because that is where my repository is. I'll probably also open GitLab in a separate tab so that I can show you. I can also show you how it looks like, and we'll probably move on to Confluence. This will not be the first and only video. I'll probably create a few videos in the series where I'll focus on software development using GitLab and Jira and and I'll probably create a similar set of videos for maybe Bitbucket, or maybe I'll include Bitbucket maybe in a similar instance of Jira. You can do that, by the way. So let us create a project, and I'll probably skip on it, and we can always do these things later. So let us skip and take a look at the board. So we have this board and there's nothing in it, but I want to maybe create a new item here. So let us say you want to change the background. So we'll not really change the background right now, but I want to create, of course, an issue here. But if you notice here, if you are trying to create a new story or an activity, you may want to specify here somewhere that this particular issue, this particular story is for a specific site, whether it is ravisagar.pro or not ravisagar.com or ravi.pro or ravisagar.in. So for this particular purpose, I can actually use this component field. So let us create a couple of components very quickly, so that when you raise issues, these issues are part of a specific project or a site. Not a project, but I mean we have one project, but within one project we want to keep track of all the site development and modifications. So let me create a component, and component is nothing but a way to break up your project into smaller modules. So let us create ravisagar.in. We might also want to create ravi.pro, and we may have one more, which is ravisagar.com, and we'll have 3 components. So now if I click on the create button, so let us say you have to change the background color, and you don't have to specify the site name here. You can specify the site name here. We are talking about ravisagar.com, and change the color from light gray to light gray to what? Light gray to light brown. We'll figure about the hex value later on, but just trying to show you. And this can be part of an epic. We'll probably focus on epic later on, but let's create one story. And whenever you create a new story, it will appear in the backlog. And I don't really want to go through each and every aspect of Jira Scrum based software project, but this is where you will have all the items that you want to work on or plan. So the thing that I want to focus today is on the development integration. So what we'll do, we'll go to code, and we will take a look at this page. This page looks wonderful, but I want to basically here you are able to see that Atlassian is saying that, okay, get visibility into teams work from issues, create an automated DevOps workflow. You can connect it to either Bitbucket, or you can also connect to other providers like GitLab and GitHub, and release 14% more, and collaborate on code, and so many other things. So we'll of course take a look at how it works in reality. So what we'll do, we will connect it to GitLab, and I'm actually using this opportunity to configure this connection, and this is something that I am doing for the very first time on my ravisagar.atlassian.net instance. So this is the app that you can install, and you can of course go and take a look at the app details, but let us install and wait for it. So it will take some time, and it will of course do the installation. And what we will do, okay, so we have the app installed. So let us see if we can configure a few things. So it says sign into GitLab. I already have an account, and what I'll do, I'll just go back to Jira, and let us see if we have a connection. So okay, this integration only works. I'm already signed in. Come on, you're signed into GitLab. Okay, so what exactly is the problem? I'm trying to make it work. Am I not signed in already? So this limitation only works with account on accounts on gitlab.com. Okay, I have an account over there. So let us go back to the actual project and oh no, not this project, but I want to see the sites, or maybe I'll take a look at the app itself. So find or manage your apps, because I'm actually configuring it for the very first time. So if I'm not sure about something, then I am actually not sure about it. So I will figure it out. So it says here GitLab for Jira. I'm actually doing this app review as well. Learn how to configure and use this app by getting started button below. Okay, let us click on it. That is what I did, by the way, back then. So it didn't work, and it says here this integration will only work. Do I need to click on it? Okay, you can close this window and return to GitLab for Jira application. Why exactly? Okay. Adding a namespace works only in browsers that allow cross-site cookies. Use Firefox, Google Chrome, or enable cross-site cookies in your browser. Okay. So I think the problem is with my Brave browser, because I use Brave browser, which is a bit more restrictive. So let's see if I can enable cross. I don't honestly know how to do it. So cross site cookies, I have no idea. So what I'll do, I'll probably just take a look at this, how to enable I'll do a search because I don't know how to fix it. So how do I manage cookies? And okay, so there is some Stack Overflows. I think we'll probably do it. Okay, I'm not really sure if that actually helped me. Let us click on cookies. Okay, I am actually not 100% sure how to do it. So maybe I need to do it. I have absolutely no idea how to fix it. This integration only works with accounts on gitlab.com. Let us click on it one more time. I think something happened, but it didn't really work. Let me just refresh. No, it didn't work. Come on. So let me just do the search one more time and try to find how to manage cookies in Brave. Okay. Shall I use Google? It will be a bit sad, but Brave browser. I can see few links online. Do I need to click on this, by the way? I remember Brave Shield used to do this, blah blah blah. I'm trying to not to go through each and everything. Okay. I am not sure if I can fix it, but okay. So I think it says cross-site something blocked. Advanced view, okay. Cross-site block, all cookies allowed. Let us try this. Hopefully it will do something. Perfect. I think it worked now. Great. So this is how you will fix it. Now you know how to fix it. And namespaces are GitLab groups and subgroups. You link to this Jira instance. So I want to link it to the ravisagar.com, and then because ravisagar.com is the one that will be used, but I also have other sites, so let me also add them because I need to, by the way, because I'm not just using one namespace but multiple namespaces. So this is something which is something you can easily do. I mean, the configuration part is actually very simple. And if you want to learn about this configuration, you can actually click on this. I mean, there is a page on GitLab where you can learn a bit more about it. So what we'll do now, we'll go to the Jira project, and when we start the actual work, when we have to, let us say, fix something, we will try to use the Jira issue keys in the commit messages. And if you look at this particular page here, this particular page actually talks about those smart commits. For example, if you're doing something with that particular story, so let me just go back to the story and share what I was trying to do. So let us say this is the story where you have to do something, and because this particular effort requires some kind of development, I might need to change things in my code repository. So I will actually try to link it to my Jira issue. So whenever I try to, let us say, commit something, or I have some changes in my code repository, I will use this particular issue key in those messages. And based on this particular message, Jira should be able to pick up and identify that this particular change, this particular hotfix, this particular bug fix is related to this particular site 1 Jira story. And the idea here is that when you are working on your development within your code, the Jira ticket can also be updated, because if you notice here in your workflow, there is something called as workflow triggers. So let us go to the workflow, and if you click on your let me click on the edit, and what I want to show you is that you can actually map your things that you're doing in your code to your workflow statuses or transitions. So let us say the moment you create a branch, you may want to change the status of the story to in progress, and you can do that with the help of this workflow trigger option. So you can actually trigger this workflow transition from your branch creation. So let us see if we can do that. So if you click on add trigger, you can see here you have different options like pull request created or a branch created. So let us select a branch created and click on next, and it will give you the source like GitLab. Yes, it is connected, and add trigger. So now we have this connection and it is good. So let us publish the workflow. So even by doing this simple thing, you are actually enabling your developers to work smartly, and all they need to do is they need to refer to these commit messages, and whenever they create a branch, make sure they use the actual branch name with the issue key. That is how the link is established. And there are of course few other things that you can configure if you go to the project settings, and if you also take a look at the features, let us click on the features and take a look at what features we have in our project. So some of the features are enabled because they are part of the Scrum based software project, but things like code, things like releases and deployment and integration of Ops Genie with Jira, and also the creation of pages from Confluence. These features you can also enable from here. If you don't really want to enable them, you can of course make sure they are flagged. Click on this toggle and it will be disabled. But what we'll probably do in the video, we'll actually start making changes in the code, and we'll also refer to the Jira issues so that we can see the integration integration in action. And I don't really want to make this video too long. There will be a part 2 and most likely 3 or 4 parts for this particular video. So in the next video, we will actually make changes to the Jira issues and see this integration. So that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.